Flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss across conference matchup. Helps get the Thursday NBA schedule underway as the Orlando Magic will host the Dallas Mavericks on tonight. Orlando is 32-28 on the year, currently holding the 7th spot in the East. Star rookie Cooper Flagg is probable for the Mavs to suit up, as well as Anthony Black and Wendell Carter on the Magic side. Franz Wagner remains out with that ankle injury. Tip-off is set at 7 p.m. from the Kia Center. Right now, 73 degrees at 5:59. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
It is right in front of you. 49 days away, 7 Thursdays away. The Jacksonville Jaguars, with their first round pick, select Travis Hunter for a second consecutive year. Here's your first round pick. He gave you 7 games a year ago, and perhaps the most disappointing part of it all was, the touchdown, the garbage production that he picked up late in London. Who can forget that home game for the Jaguars in London? It was just one for the ages. You were up early for it, and we knew that the very next week, they were going to begin to design the offense around Travis Hunter, and we never saw it. And that really stinks. It does. And, they went 13-4. They abandoned the run against Buffalo, but it was still a season that was much better than expected. And there's so many things you can look back upon and say, well, we wish this had happened. You wish that had happened. I just really wanted to see what it would have been like with Brian Thomas Jr. struggling at that particular point, what we would have witnessed with Travis Hunter offensively. It feels like primarily we're never going to see that because he's going to go to the defensive side of the football field. I still believe they're going to be packages. I still believe he's going to work out at the Miller Electric Center on both sides of the football. Again, Liam Cohen has gone on and on and on that he has never seen an athlete who does not show fatigue like Travis Hunter. He is in remarkable condition. But you really didn't get much. And the hammerheads nationally will continue with their, he can't handle the, he can't handle the grind. He can't handle the wear and the tear. That's not it. You know that. I don't have to explain it to you. You're very savvy NFL fans. You know it was a freak accident, non-contact related during practice at the Miller Electric Center. Still, we didn't get that chance to see what it would have been like. And I don't know if we'll ever get that chance. Because I think right now there's plenty of weapons on this football team. And one thing that I like about the Jaguars in a world where you're a number 1, you're a number 2, all right, is really DJ Moore a number 1. Okay, he's going to be 29 in April. He's got guaranteed money that'll roll in at 23.5 this year, already guaranteed. It'll be 23-5 next year when the league season officially does begin. And it's already been stated for the 2028 season, out of the $23.5 million, he's already been guaranteed $15.5 million. DJ Moore, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to rejoin Joe Brady. They were together in Carolina when Brady was the offensive coordinator the years 2020, 2021. But is he worth a second-round pick? And is he a number one wide receiver? We are so into that labeling, right? I mean, Tiger Woods, greatest since Jack Nicklaus. Who is better? Whenever something happens, the United States wins a gold medal. Oh, where does this rank all time? Is it there to the Miracle on Ice? No, it's not there. It's still outstanding. It's still incredible. But, we're so quick to do that. And it even trickles on down to things like who's your number one. Jacksonville doesn't have a number one. And I think that's kind of cool. The league is always changing. We've seen now, in my opinion, over the last couple of seasons that you don't, quote unquote, need a franchise quarterback to win a Super Bowl. I happen to be a big Jalen Hurts fan. You walk into a bar right now in Philadelphia, okay, and get their comments on Jalen Hurts. They're going to pump up Barkley. They're going to pump up A.J. Brown. They're going to pump up the tight ends. They're going to pump up that offensive line and certainly a nasty defense. Same with Sam Darnold, the reclamation project, but still, are we fully aware of the fact that Sam Darnold is a Super Bowl winning quarterback? So all of a sudden that's in. And you can ask yourself, can you win a Super Bowl with a quarterback that is not, quote unquote, a franchise quarterback? That was almost unthinkable if you look at 2000 and on. You can even go back to really its infancy, back with Bart Starr and all the way through the Bradshaws and the Staubachs and certainly 2000 and on. I mean, Brady won 7, both Mannings, Roethlisberger, Russell Wilson should have won a couple. Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Lord Favre, John Elway won a couple. I mean, some of the greatest quarterbacks who have ever played. Montana won a bunch, Young. I mean, that was the thinking, that you needed a franchise quarterback. All right, well, the thinking has always been you need a true number one. Well, Jacksonville proved a year ago at 27.9 points a game. That's not the case. You want to double up on Jacoby Myers? Free up Parker Washington. You want to double up on Parker Washington? Free up Brenton Strange. Okay? I like what this football team does have. Plenty of weapons. And been a lot of talk. A lot of people are wrong today, although they'll find excuses. Is there anything that we hate more in life than freaking excuses? They try to be crazy. Own it. Step up. Be a man. Own it. Excuses suck. There's no other way to say it. Okay? And a lot of people had Brian Thomas Jr. being moved to Buffalo, being moved somewhere. He still could get traded. I think it would be a colossal mistake. Is Brian Thomas Jr. a number one wide receiver? Right now, he's not. He clearly is not. But the Jaguars don't need a number one. They can have 3 number 2s, or you can put any type of definition that you want on it. I can't see them getting value with $4.9 million left on his rookie contract for Brian Thomas Jr. Now, if a team's offering up something crazy, and if there is an issue, which I am unaware of, and I've asked plenty of people about this, okay, because if Brian Thomas Jr. was traded and then all of a sudden something leaked that there was an issue, I don't think anyone would be overly surprised. Right now, I happen to be among those who believe that is not it. He's a good guy. He's a good teammate. He absolutely went through something last year. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's over. I mean, there's so many theories. His fallen ex-teammate at LSU who took his life. The hospital ball that Lawrence threw him against Pittsburgh. back during the preseason, jealousy of all the attention of Travis Hunter, and a guy who's really the exact opposite of Brian Thomas Jr. Travis Hunter is very outgoing, has an infectious personality. Brian Thomas Jr. kind of comes across as unassuming, maybe shy. But I don't know what it is. I hope it's not a problem. I have to believe that if they move him, that is the reason why. And again, I understand that this is not theirs. This is a bulky signing. This is a bulky draft pick. I still think the Jaguars are better served to make this thing work. We saw the improvement a year ago with Liam Cohen's staff, with several players on this team who just got better. Look at Quentin Morris, the signing yesterday. That guy earned it. I don't think I mentioned the name Quentin Morris in July or August of 2025. Okay? Maybe here and there talking about depth or whatever. He went out and earned it. Cole Van Lannon went out and earned it. And then we saw others who took it to the next level after just kind of like, well, what's going on here with Devin Lloyd and Antonio Johnson and Parker Washington and, the benching and then bringing back Jarian Jones, playing him where he's most effective in the slot. I mean, it was just one after another. It's very encouraging. So you start asking yourself, all right, will that happen this year for Brian Thomas Jr.? I mean, if I was to say quick, give me one guy on offense and one guy on defense that you would love to see make the same leap as far as their production, as far as their overall game, like we witnessed with the players that I just mentioned a year ago. On offense, I think most would say Brian Thomas Jr. Okay, some of you may hang on to Bashal Tutin. I think that's kind of unfair for him because he was a rookie. And if you look at his snaps and what he did, it was actually very encouraging. But I understand where you're going because I'm under the belief that ETN does not return. And, Bashal Tutin could be the guy who is not necessarily a bell cow, but certainly your leading carrier for the Jaguars in 2026. Defensively, I don't know. You going to pull off the replacement for Lloyd? You going to go to Ventrell Miller? Are you going to go to Jack Kaiser? How about Mason Smith? Right now, he's in danger of not making this team. To me, Mason Smith is kind of like Chad Muma. He's a guy that just could fall out of favor and, frankly, is not good enough to make the roster. Now, a year ago, there was more depth at linebacker. There's not depth right now at defensive tackle. And who knows what they're going to do. Again, it's a flip of the coin. Is Eric Armstead here, or do they make a move by Wednesday at 4 o'clock? Mason Smith, they're not going to make a move on now. It doesn't make any sense. He's very cost-effective. Again, year 3 of his rookie contract. He costs nothing. So best case scenario is that it works for him and that he's able to contribute next year. I wouldn't buy any of that, though. He's getting pushed around way too much, and, he's been continuously a healthy scratch. So we're seeing more and more and more and more deals that are actually happening, and I wouldn't completely rule out Jacksonville 7 Thursdays from now. James Gladstone is a guy that people are going to listen to when he places a call. Look at the guy he learned under. Les Snead made yet another trade yesterday. Got himself a fantastic corner from Kansas City. He gave up the 29th pick. Now, there's a difference there between pick number 29 in the first round and obviously pick number 9 in the first round. And, I still think it would be a stretch considering Jacksonville doesn't have a pick, considering what they did with Travis Hunter. And it's time now to start acquiring more and more and more. But they do have 11 overall. And they do have 3 third-round picks. So they do have the opportunity to maneuver some guys. And, that could be where Brian Thomas Jr. actually could come into play. Thomas Jr. in a pick to move up. I don't love it. I don't love it at all because, as I just said, I still think it's going to work for Thomas Jr. Could you move Walker Little in a pick? Just thinking out loud here. I mean, could you? Getting under this cap figure, which right now is $16,902,000. That is according to overthecap.com. If you didn't hear, I think it was announced on Saturday, the salary cap figure is up $22 million from a year ago. It is $301.2 million. All right? Jacksonville has to get under that. Now, there's a lot of ways to do it. There really are. You can restructure contracts, and there are several. You could redo Trevor. You could redo Hines Allen. You could redo Aloakon. You could redo Armstead. You can flat out release players. Makes sense with Eric Armstead, the designation post June 1st. Makes sense with Macari, designation post June 1st. Makes sense with Hunter Long. All right, you're not going to get a lot for Hunter Long. You're going to get about $1.8 million. I think that's what I said yesterday. Let me see. Let's look back on this. Hunter Long, where in the heck did you go? Hunter Long. Yeah, you would bring back $1.38 million, and you'd eat $1.4 in dead money. Not a lot, but I mean, is Hunter Long going to make this team? I think Johnny Munt's still ahead of him. And obviously, we talked about Quentin Morris. So, you could do that. You can re-sign players. You can create a tremendous amount of money by giving the bag to Travon Walker, who's entering year 5 as a fifth-year team option. Parker Washington, Brenton Strange, Antonio Johnson, Anton Harrison. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. So the Jacksonville has plenty of ways to maneuver and get under the cap, and they will. I just find it interesting. We're seeing more and more trades. And, a lot of people had Brian Thomas Jr. getting moved. That is not the case. Not saying it won't happen. Again, I'd still be surprised if they trade him. Not shocked, but surprised. I think their best bet is to hang on to this guy and really, for the most part, have that offense intact in a year. Really, the way I look at it, the only guys you are losing are who? Travis Etienne and Dyami Brown. That's it. You may lose Peyton, and you may lose one or both of those tight ends that I mentioned, Long and Munt. That's basically it. So this is something to consider as we get things rolling right here on a Thursday edition. All right. A lot of people are going to be watching golf, Bay Hill today, certainly the Players next week. How are your eyes? Just ask yourself, how are they? Because if you can't see, man, good luck to you, unless you're just drilling cocktails and you're there for the party. And it really doesn't matter who's on the tee, who's on the green, who's on the fairway, or who missed the fairway. Again, you're just there for the party. And if so, all the power to you. But if your eyes are bothering you, okay, 2020, I can't tell you how important it is. And I routinely visit Shmunez Vision, get the very latest as far as what is going on with my eyes. And you could be a candidate for laser eye surgery. What would that mean? Never having to deal with contacts again, never having to deal with finding your readers again. While you're there and you get a full checkup, unfortunately, something could be discovered that is in need of an immediate change, like cataract, right? Cataract surgery, certainly an option. Well, you're talking about 37 years worth of experience. The Shmunezes and Dr. John Hunt, okay? All three, more than 37 years. So I don't want to see you with bad eyes. I don't. I want you to get this taken care of, and I know that too many people dismiss it and say they'll get to it down the road. Well, guess what? We've reached the end of the road. It's time. Shmunez Vision online, or go to Instagram. Get the very latest at Shmunez Vision. All right, we got plenty to do. I am really excited about tonight's program. When we come back, some more on football. We're going to mix in some golf in a little bit. Interesting day, a good scoring day at Bay Hill, and we've got just a ton to do right here on this Thursday.
Exclusive access, local voices, unmatched coverage, only on 1010XL.
Get live Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates.
Teed up by
Atlantic Infinity, Hollis Pools, and Poor Tap Room.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
If your lawn took a beating this winter, listen up. Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. They've just started the first of 3 rounds of premium granular fertilizer. No cheap liquid fertilizer here. Custom blended for Northeast Florida lawns. Their certified technicians apply slow-release nutrients. Rebuild your lawn thick, strong, and green over time. Plus, they protect your home from pests and termites. Call Julington Creek Pest Control today. Our family serving yours since 1984.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world #1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Winter is in full swing, and Aleve is here to keep you moving. When the cold weather sets in, everyday aches and pains can linger, but Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you going with long-lasting body pain relief to get you through whatever the season brings. Chilly days or cozy nights, Aleve gives you that long-lasting body pain relief you can count on this winter. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Jacksonville, Lacey here from Foursquare. It's game time. The TPC is taking over the town and we're bringing the heat. Closest to the pin simulator battles, drink specials, huge screens, great food, and a full bar. Hosting clients or entertaining your team, let Foursquare handle your TPC party. Private bays, full service catering, and then straight into March Madness. We'll have bracket contests, buzzer beaters, cold beer, and the ultimate watch party vibe. San Marco or Gate Parkway, Foursquare is your headquarters. Visit foursquaregolf.com today.
All right, Jackson, let's talk about it. Spring cleaning feels great until your drains remind you what they've been holding on to all winter. If your sink's burping, your shower's backing up, or your toilet's hesitating like it's reading a blitz, it's time to call in the pros. Call Duck Duck Rooter. During their spring drain cleaning promotion, get your drains cleaned plus a free camera inspection for just $129. Must have outside clean out, honest pricing, proven experience, no fourth quarter surprises. When you're stuck, call the Duck. That's 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
1 week from tonight, we'll have everything in first-round coverage from the Players' Championship. Same deal today at Bay Hill. We'll go through that in just a little bit. Tonight's program as well brought to you by the good folks over at the Alexander Law Practice. Going to tell you about them in just a couple of minutes. ESPN ranked their top 100 free agents. Jaguars, Devin Lloyd, 16, Travis Etienne, 21, Greg Newsome, 30, Buster Brown, 53. They got that wrong. Although maybe some will say Greg Newsome will be better in a different system. I'm actually concerned that Devin Lloyd's going to be far worse in a different system. Out of the four, Buster's the one they got to bring back. Again, the three that I identified that were realistic was Quentin Morris, who they got done yesterday. Number one, far and away, Buster Brown. Number two, it would be Dennis Gardeck. I think he's going to be very cost affordable as well. And then if they can get something done with Tim Patrick and get something done with Austin Johnson to make the team, again, they're going to fill in those spots, but it's a contract that is, Jaguar friendly. And I can't see how it would be anything different. If you look at, what they have done as of late, $3 million is what it would tap out to be for Quentin Morris if he absolutely hits everything. I don't know what the contract reads, but I'm guessing he would hit every incentive. And how about the deal they got on Matt Dickerson? 1 year, $1.45 million. So that's, to me, is where, Johnson and Patrick come into play with that. Hey, speaking of which, Patrick, okay? You remember Dan Patrick, Keith Olbermann. If you grew up in the 80s, Sports Center was nothing short of sensational. It was absolutely spectacular. Now, it was the only show in town, honestly, at that point. I guess CNN did it at night, right? Nick Charles and, what was his name? Fred Hickman and Vince Cellini. And I actually liked him because everything didn't end in a punchline. But that was kind of cool with ESPN. Anyway, let me say this. I want to make a point here, okay? About Keith Olbermann, who I really used to like. He is smart. He is quick-witted. He was outstanding on SportsCenter. Now, somewhere along the way, something happened. He's become such a hateful person. And I can't relate to that because the only time I go down that road is sports-related. When teams that I really like suck. See my alma mater, Florida State. And it boils my blood. But outside of that, I'm a totally different person. We talked yesterday about the passing of Lou Holtz. Well, there was something out there where Holtz was getting into it on Catholicism in name only. And I'm not going to talk politics. I'm certainly not going to talk church and state. Okay? But above that, Keith Olbermann gets up this morning, or I guess he did it last night, and right above the announcement of the death of Lou Holtz, Olbermann says, legendary scumbag, yes. Okay. So there's unteachable hate with Keith Olbermann, and that's where he is. He's happy hating. I want to send this out to all of my listeners right here tonight. Let's try something together. Let's get up tomorrow on a Friday, a freaking Friday in Duval, and put aside the hate. Just get up for once. All the stress, all the problems, all the angst, and try to have yourself a good day. How does that sound? Even if it's for just 6A to 8P. I don't know. Why not try that? Why not look at family, friends, occupation, good things that you can do, chasing around the little white ball, going to the beach. I don't know. Some of you might like to shop or whatever, okay? Why don't we just try that for one day? Because hate overpowers good things in so many different areas. Certainly, it dominates social media. Lou Holtz, I had a tremendous amount of appreciation for, okay? I read the book Under the Tarnished Dome. It was a hatchet job on Lou Holtz. I talked about that, the good, the bad, the indifferent. But to say something like that the moment after a man passes is just totally, absolutely deplorable. But we can't do anything about that. What we can do is try to make each and every one of us better. Why not try that? I'm going to do that tomorrow morning, Aaron Williams. How about you? I'm going to get up first thing tomorrow. I'm going to have a freaking smile on my face, and I'm going to be a better person on Friday than I am right now here on a Thursday.
It's always a blessing when you wake up in the morning.
No doubt about it.
Why not smile?
So that's my pledge to you. Again, I'll never tell you what to do. I hardly even give you advice. But in this case, I just wanted to throw that out there and see what you think. And then you can let me know during Friday's show. If you want me to jump into a crocodile-infested lake, you can tell me to do that as well. All right, tonight's show brought to you by the Alexander Law Practice. Again, I care about you. I do. And I want to see people get injured. I hope you don't. I just talked about Shmunez Vision. I hope every single one of you contact Shmunez Vision. I hope none of you have to contact the Alexander Law Practice because that means you hurt. That means you've been physically, mentally beaten up in a car accident. Your car may be totaled. And here's the deal. You're alone. You're scared. You don't know what to do. I have your solution. Go to Alexander Law Practice or make the call 400-6600. If you have been personally injured, for starters, no consultation fee. You're never coming out of pocket. No charge, okay? No charge for the phone call. No charge for the sit down. No charge for your entire process that is going to be put together. Rick Alexander's been doing this for more than 30 years. He's involved with every single one of his clients. He takes on less so he can devote more attention. This isn't a major, enormous national firm or statewide firm. This is Duval only. The Alexander Law Practice. Give him a call, 400-6600. Better yet, go online, check him out, Alexander Law Practice, and explain everything to Rick Alexander, and they will put together a package for you that hopefully ends up being very rewarding. Alexander Law Practice is the best way to look at that. All right, we're going to grab a ton of ton of texts coming up on the program tonight. I do want to mix in a little bit of golf because it's such a great time of year. You know, Russell Henley, a winner a year ago at Arnold's tournament. Today, it's the former Seminole, Daniel Berger, a 9-under 63. Brutal rough at Bay Hill. Very lengthy par threes at Bay Hill. Scotty Scheffler's had a lot of success here. He won it back in 2024. He also won it back in 2022. Our next guest, Rick Shoemaker, I'm going to ask about Scotty Scheffler. He's really been struggling if you look at what he does Thursday compared to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And today, a 2-under 70 is a decent 18 holes, but he finds himself tied for 18th place. And, he's got 7 strokes to make up. He's got 54 holes to do it. But still, it's going to be some work that he is going to have to put together over the next 3 days if you are, in fact, a Scotty Scheffler fan. So we have that to get into. Our good buddy, Rick Shoemaker. And as well, we're going to grab all of your thoughts, anything Jaguar-related. Again, we don't have a lot of time left. But when I come on here Monday, that legal tampering period is going to be well underway. I mean, by the time I get on the air Monday at 6, Devin Lloyd would have signed elsewhere. I happen to believe that Travis Etienne would have signed elsewhere. So it's time to get it from you. Where do you believe this football team should go? A couple of ways that you can join us. 641-1010 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also on YouTube tonight. Just go to 1010XL into the night.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Football may be over, but with Hard Rock Bet, there's always something to bet on every night. Hoop, hockey, and so much more. This is Joe C. Don't forget, new signups can double their winnings on their first 10 bets with a max of $50 bets. That's right, your winnings are doubled on your first 10 bets. If you would have won $100, your bet would make $200. Download the Hard Rock Bet app today. It's all waiting for you. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
If you miss an interview, it'll be waiting for you on demand.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Search where you find podcasts. And at 1010XL.com. Trained by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Here's hoping for a Raise the Roof football season. And here's knowing Next Gen Roofing is up for any job. Game day or storm season, you need a team you can trust. And you know what? You don't need a glitzy roofing company. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, no nonsense. Solid roofs at competitive prices and a commitment to the First Coast community. Right now, save up to $300 on your next roof replacement. When you need a roof, you need Next Gen Roofing. Team with you, it's a win every time.
Hey, Jacksonville, David Garrard here. If you want a street-legal golf cart that's built with quality and style, check out Dynamic Drives and Designs in Jacks Beach. They have new, used, and fully customized carts from the top brands like Atlas, Dodge, and Pilot Car. Every cart gets a complete expert inspection, so you know it's ready to hit the road. Their team can help you design the perfect custom cart that fits your style and needs. For your custom golf cart, visit dynamicdrivesdesign.com today and see your perfect ride.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Keep your ball out of the rough with the Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Get great golf tips from the experts every Saturday morning at 10. The Edwin Watts Golf Hour on 1010XL.
Whether you're undertaking a major home renovation or just a simple repair request, American Electrical is your 5-star Jacksonville-based electrician to get the work done right. Experienced design building department working seamlessly with their electrical contracting department to help you create beautiful lighting spaces and electrical plans that make your house flow. And remember, with American Electrical, it's wired right at a fair price. Call American Electric at 737-7770. Look for that red, white, and blue eagle on the side of their truck, and you'll know it's American Electrical.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it worse. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Daniel Berger, a 9-under 63, first round now complete at Bay Hill. Of course, it's Arnold Palmer's Invitational. A lot of guys with very good Thursday scores. Let's bring in our friend Rick Shoemaker. He is the owner and operator of the Cimarron Golf Club right there on 210. And as we talk to PGA Tour, of course, Rick is also our golf analyst. How you doing, Rick?
I'm awesome. How about you?
Man, everything's fantastic. What a time of year with Bay Hill now. And next week at this time, we'll be talking about what happened during the first round of the Players' Championship.
No, amazing. Yeah, the weather is creating this buzz and enthusiasm leading up to that as well, the green jacket time frame. So, yeah, it's exciting times.
You know, we talk about collapses in sports, and it's one thing if it's a team, it's another if it's an individual, and certainly golf has had some just incredible meltdowns over the decades. And I understand that everyone's wired differently, but what do you make of Shane Lowry last week, just gifting this tournament and putting a couple of balls in the water late the way that he did How long do you think it'll take him to get over that?
Well, I think a bit, number one, because I think he's confused. I think, what's that, all the English majors use dumbfounded, whatever the heck that means.
Mm-hmm.
Down south, we just say confused, right?
Yeah.
So he's confused. And, at the end of the day, listen to his press conference. They talk about the mental aspect of the game and in any sport. And to me, you sum it up with, he talked at that press conference how badly he wanted it with his daughter there watching, who was of age to finally understand. And he probably lost focus, maybe, subconsciously, of what he needed to do to win, because he was so anxious to be proud in front of his family. And it's a lot of pressure, right? Those guys have a lot of pressure. And I do think it's going to take a little bit to come back from something like that, because it was those two shots. I think that par 3 shot may have rivaled Calcavecchia at the War at the Shore, if you remember that one years ago.
Yeah.
How far out in the ocean it was.
Right. Yeah, that was definitely a miss, no doubt about it. A lot of guys would get away. He didn't. He returned today, not a good round, plus 274. So I would think a tough night for him, probably a lot of tossing and turning and not some great sleep as he tries to make the cut coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, and look, I think he'll recover fast. I do think there's a recovery component to it, because he's one of those natural players. I don't want to say loose, but just when they get the feel, they're on, and he'll come back from it. He's obviously a great gentleman when you listen to him, just a good-hearted individual, but it is going to take some time to recover from that.
Scotty Scheffler has played well in Orlando. He won it in 22. He won it in 24. Had a bogey today on 5, so he went out at minus 135, had a bogey on 15, surrounded by a couple of birdies. A 2 under 70 is it's a respectable score. He's 7 strokes off the leader, but what do you, and I know we've talked about this before, but what do you put with Scotty Scheffler, considering if you look at his Thursday rounds compared to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's pretty far off. How can he begin to start faster?
I don't know that question, because he's obviously better than anybody else in the world, and he's struggling with it. But I think there's obviously a mindset that's unfolding for him, like I said last time, where he's going into those weeks, and as soon as he's behind, the competitor kicks in, right? That fierce aspect, and he's like, I'm not going to, find myself in the background. So, what that takes, again, is mental, and those champions each have something that makes them click. And I do still think, though, it's been a heavy schedule for him, and I think it does take its toll on him. So it's going to be very interesting, what he does after Players, how many weeks he takes off, and tries to regroup heading into the Masters. But he has definitely come out playing off, and it's just tiring. I think it's just flat out tiring, and to maintain that type of level.
First 18 holes complete at Bay Hill. It's Daniel Berger, a 9 under 63 today. He has the first round lead, 6 strokes better than Colin Morikawa, and a guy who lives here now in Jacksonville. That, of course, is Ludwig Oberg. Okay. The new math in golf is one that I chuckle at a little bit. We see it in every sport, Rick, as Rick Shoemaker joins us, our golf analyst from the Cimarron Golf Club. 3 things that'll never change is fairways hit, greens in regulation, and total putts. Okay, that's the standard. But all this new math and everything that we are now seeing, how important is it still to hit fairways? I look at Scotty Scheffler. He's 55th in driving accuracy, yet he's just about in the top 10 every tournament he plays.
Yeah, look, I was looking at, as you sent me that note about let's discuss that, and you look at the top 10 from last year. I'm gonna butcher some names, but number 1 was Takimi Kanaya. Aaron Rai, who we started seeing, Lucas we saw, Ben Coles, Andrew Putman, Joel Damon, Colin himself, Bryce Garnett, Zach, and Brent. So Zach and Brent, who, by the way, my generation,
right?
No bust on them, but they were 9th and 10th. I don't think they scared the top 20, did they, last year? In top 50?
No, I don't believe so. No.
So it's very interesting. Again, I think it's relative up to isolated tournaments. Obviously, the U.S. Open, a couple other key tournaments, but the accuracy is few and far. I think Bay Hill's down to I think 1 in 3 shots on average comes from over 200 yards into those greens. Around the greens is where the guys are saving shots. Again, that's Scotty's forte. Thus, why he's won 2 out of the last 4 years. So I would put driving accuracy at the bottom of the top 4 or 5. Right,
Yeah.
Putting's number 1. You go to greens in regulation. You start looking at sand saves and saves around the green, and driving accuracy, unfortunately, is probably 4th or 5th.
Yeah. And I would
like
totally
it used to
agree
be.
with that. I would absolutely agree with that because guys, and Tiger used to miss a lot of fairways. I mean, guys miss them. And, at Bay Hill, the rough is deep. We know what the rough is going to be like here at the Players' Championship next week. That can be absolutely brutal.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Again, in the weather forecast, we always get the cold front for it. I've already seen it, right? I think it was 86 through Wednesday, 82, cold front hits, and then it's 50s and mid-70s. And I think what's going to change the winning score for the players by 3 or 4 shots is going to be how much rain hits Friday. If a lot of rain softens that golf course on Thursday night, Friday, then you could see another, 16, 17, 18, 19. If it stays dry from the rest of those days, that heat, and doesn't get too wet on Friday, you might see 10, 11, 12, 13. So I think really Mother Nature is going to control the narrative when it comes to that final score.
Look forward to that. It's going to be absolutely out of this world. All right, update us. What's going on at the Wild One right there on 210 Cimarron Golf Club? I know that this is also a very busy time for you folks.
Absolutely. All the golf courses in the area, again, are proud to be just a part of the game as the tour raises the $10 million plus for charity in the area. We, as a golf course, want to put our best foot forward for all the visitors and out-of-towners and feel proud about what North Florida can present. So we're actively, fine-tuning things on the golf course, landscape, manicuring. We've got the Wild One special during the tournament, Wednesday through Saturday, while our fees have gone up. It's all-inclusive. So when you pay to play at Cimarron Golf Club this coming week at Players, you check in, you're going to get a merchandise voucher. You're going to have a Brasstown buffet, hamburger hot dog buffet, all included in your day's experience. And we just want to provide the hospitality that we believe North Florida is proud of, and the visitors coming to this town enjoy the players and just know that we care as a community about their experience here and enjoying life.
Hey, Rick, always a lot of fun. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
There he goes, Rick Shoemaker, owner and operator of the Wild One, Cimarron Golf Club, right there on 210. Great stuff. Appreciate his thoughts. Talking about Oberg, who lives there now in Jacksonville. He's 3 strokes behind Daniel Berger with Colin Morikawa, 6 under, 66. A couple of others who live around here. Billy Horschel, right? He lives at the Plantation. 3 under, 69. I want to say Bud Cauley calls Duval home. I may be wrong. I also may be right? 69, 3 under for Bud Cauley. Didn't Billy Joel write about that? Scotty Scheffler, the 2 under, 70. He lives in Texas. How about the return of Justin Thomas today? It was his first round competitively since the Ryder Cup. So he hasn't played since September. He was a plus 779 today for Justin Thomas. Not good, in danger of not making the cut. It's top 50 in ties, and if you are within 10 strokes of the leader, okay? So that would be even par right now. Quite a few there. Rory, even par. Victor Hovland, even par. Jordan Spieth, even par. Sepp Straka, even par. I mean, some really good golfers here on the leaderboard. Again, they respect, as they should, the legendary Arnold Palmer, who I believe has been gone for 10 years. Boy, it's tough to believe. 10 years for the great Arnold Palmer. But anyway, his tournament goes on. And, of course, next week, I don't have to tell you, it is the Players' championship. All right, we got much more to do. Let's start to get you involved with the equation. Where the heck are the Jag fans? What are they going to do? What is Jacksonville going to do? Don't tell me you're like CBS Sports and you're telling me that running back is the number one position of need. Again, it wasn't Pete Prisco. It was someone else, but I read it and I was like, they have never watched Jacksonville play one game. Who could rightfully put running back as the position of need more than any other for this football team? It's a crying shame. It really is. But you know what's going on, Jaguars fans. Let's get you involved. Couple of ways you can join us. Hop on YouTube, okay? 1010XL into the night. You can also text us on our text line. Yeah, 641-1010. And that is brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Two receivers right, one to the left. Crowd getting involved.
Stay close to the Jaguars.
Fires into the end zone.
On the home of the Jaguars.
Touchdown, Jacksonville!
1010XL.
Playoffs are here, and smart upgrades happen in the offseason. Your pool should be no different. If your pool is outdated, worn down, or just doesn't match your backyard, now is the time to upgrade. Purple Heart Pools specializes in pool renovations. Now is the best time, so you're ready when the heat hits. Veteran owned and built on integrity, communication, and precision, Purple Heart Pools delivers remodels executed with discipline and attention to detail. Upgrade now, enjoy all summer. Purple Heart Pools.
Indoor golf in Ponte Vedra is here. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Play the best courses in the world at Back Nine Golf. Top simulators, analytics to improve your game, or just have a blast with friends or a client. Get this, you can bring your own beverages, including cocktails. Go to back9golf.com, book a tee time today. Membership opportunities, lessons, Back Nine Golf in Ponte Vedra, next to Nice High School. Back Nine Golf, where golf never sleeps.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL, Green for Life.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged or broken glass replaced. Decorative tabletops. Windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $5,000 per ounce, and silver is over $100 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold and silver for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, I see that the players already sold out for Saturday. So, I mean, that is common, right? The Players' Championship will sell out. It's going to be a grind. You know, getting to and from. Let me be the first to tell you if you're visiting for the first time. Okay? Just don't expect to get there and roll right in. It's going to take some effort, and hopefully it doesn't rain because that makes the parking lots all muddy and everything else. But we will see. And you know, listen, I firmly believe this. Okay, there's not a sporting event that's out there that you can't go to. You're just going to have to dig deeper into your pocket. And I wonder how that whole scalping situation works now with phones. You know, yesterday we talked about the passing of Lou Holtz. I went to the game of the century in 1993, number 1 Florida State at number 2 Notre Dame. My brother and I flew into Chicago, rented a car, didn't have a place to stay. We stayed in the parking lot. But when we rolled right through the exit to South Bend, we got 2 40-yard line seats on the Notre Dame side for $300 a pop. Now, $300 back in 1993 was a pretty good amount, okay? I mean, I don't know what that projects to today. And I'm not saying it's going to cost you $300 to get yourself a ticket to the Players' Championship on Saturday. Do you have any idea how the scalping works now that it's electronic and you do it from phone to phone? I'd be a little bit nervous about that transition.
I mean, I don't have direct knowledge on it, but I would assume like it's probably been done before, like at other events and things like that.
I don't know if I trust it. It's a lot. I would think it's a lot easier to produce fake tickets on your phone than the old paper tickets that you would hand someone. That would be my guess.
Yeah, I mean, probably. I mean, there's so many ways that you can fake things and things like that nowadays. You know, you never know what people have on their phones, but
right.
You know, I'm not too sure.
Maybe someone knows. They can let us know how that works because, you know, I know scalping's illegal in some parts and it's legal in others, and I've never really, I don't think I have scalped the ticket since 1993, right? I mean, a lot of stuff I go and I cover, so I'm in the box or my year's on the sideline. But Florida State, for instance, I typically go as a fan. I mean, I've been to 6 Florida State national championship games. Only 2 of the 6 I went as a member of the media. The other 4 I purchased tickets and sat with fans.
You mean they didn't just let you in the VIP treatment?
Yeah, they did when I was covering them. But I'm 0 for 2 lifetime in covering. So I liked it better going as a fan. And the last time I went was obviously 2013 at the Rose Bowl. I guess UCLA is going to play again this year at the Rose Bowl after all that talk that they're going to leave. The Rose Bowl's just had it. You know, I mean, it's a dump. And I hate to say that, but it is. And, you know, the Orange Bowl turned into a dump. The Boston Garden turned into a dump. These old buildings, they want to redo, obviously, things in Chicago with Soldier Field. They just put, a fresh coat of paint on Lambeau Field and say, let's go. Look at the knuckleheads down the road at Florida State. Yeah, they want to put lazy boy leather seats in when you order drinks with a little umbrella in it for you high-paying boosters. So awful. College football is about taking off your shirt, painting your face, sneaking booze in a plastic bag, right? I mean, no, not at FSU. No, we're going to give them, look at this lazy boy. It only costs $2,500 a pop. Yeah, you push this lever here and you can watch it. You can extend your legs up and watch the game. And they're, what, $500 million in debt. And got a coach who sucks. Absolutely sucks. All right, let's get to some happy things. Let's get to the Jaguars and what they're doing. It all gets underway on Monday. How active will they be? What positions do they need to address? All of that coming up.
Find Florida Gators basketball on 1010XL.
Fifth-ranked Florida travels to Kentucky for an SEC tournament tune-up at Rupp Arena. Gators Wildcats, Saturday at 4 on 1010XL.
Be the first to discover the best new home community in beautiful Green Cove Springs. Highland Trail, where the rhythm of life slows down. Enjoy green spaces, luxury pools, pickleball courts, winding trails, and more at livehighlandtrail.com. Choose from 3 premium builders, just starting in the 300s.
Oh, at Highland Trail.
All right, Jackson, let's talk about it. Spring cleaning feels great until your drains remind you what they've been holding on to all winter. If your sink's burping, your shower's backing up, or your toilet's hesitating like it's reading a blitz, it's time to call in the pros. Call Duck Duck Rooter. During their spring drain cleaning promotion, get your drains cleaned plus a free camera inspection for just $129. Must have outside clean out, honest pricing, proven experience, no fourth quarter surprises. When you're stuck, call the Duck. That's 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
La playa is Spanish for the beach. If you can't remember that, the word Corona also works. Corona, La Playa awaits.
Beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. Hicken here. This is the perfect time to clean your air ducts as you deal with allergy season, AC efficiency, post-winter, and more. This month, take 15% off dryer vent cleaning and air duct cleaning. Clothes taking longer to dry? Built-up lint restricts airflow and increases fire risk. Professional dryer vent cleaning helps dryers run safer and more efficiently. Call Zero Res today. It's a quick service and a peace of mind. Go online at zerosjacksonville.com and tell them you want the 1010XL special.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Coach Campo here, and I just want to tell you about the best pizza I've had right here in Duval, and that's Tony D's Pizza. Tony works hard to make every slice perfect. If you love pizza like I do, you need to go to Tony D's, Bay Meadows and 295.
Royal Pest Services, a local company you can trust. Royal Pest is a certified installer of tap insulation, which stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Reduce that electric bill by adding pest protection. It's that easy. Online at royalpestservices.com.
We've all been there. You hear about an incredible event Monday morning, but it happens Sunday. Stop missing out. Jacksonville is the flip side of Florida, and we have the solution. From under-the-radar sporting events to the perfect family outing or date night, Visit Jacksonville is your all-access pass to the city. Plan your 2026 season at visitjacksonville.com/locals. visitjacksonville.com/locals. Or download the Visit Jacks app for the full lineup. See what you've been missing.
Pick it here for Oceanside Cleaners, the very best in dry cleaning service. Free pickup and delivery, or use their self-service kiosk in Ponte Vedra and Southside for drop-off and pickup. Dry cleaning, laundry, bedding, and bridal gown preservation. If it's got fabric, they can clean it. Oceanside Cleaners.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Big trade today in the NFL for a number one wide receiver. Some think DJ Moore at the age of 29 will turn that next month. on his way to Buffalo. Is that enough to put the Bills over the hump? I happen to be one of those who believes we will never see a Buffalo Bills Super Bowl in our lifetime. Okay? $23 million guaranteed this year, actually 23 and a hook next year, and they've already agreed upon 15 and a half of the 23 and a half will be guaranteed in 2028. Is he a true number one? I don't think so. A lot of people had Brian Thomas Jr. on the move to Buffalo. A ton of people out there had Brian Thomas Jr. getting traded. We haven't seen that yet. I hope that's not the case for the Jaguars. Again, I want them to hold on to him. All right, taking a lot of good stuff that is coming in right now, questions-wise, on the Jags. Again, we have tonight and tomorrow. By the time I join you on Monday, it's going to be phenomenal. We'll know what's going on. I really don't expect the Jags to be all that active. Right now, they're $16.9 million over the cap. They got to find ways to restructure, release, trade, whatever it may be, and as well sign. Signing creates a ton of money. You re-sign Trayvon Walker, give him all that bonus money, his cap figure this year is going to be minuscule. So, in my book, there are 4 guys that I hope they can re-sign going up on the final year of their contract, right? Number 1 is Trayvon Walker. Number 2, Anton Harrison. And those are the 2 biggest questions that I have. I know that all the rage is going to be Travis Hunter. Where's he playing? What side? What's the snap count going to be like? Offense to defense, defense to offense. And I get it. That'll sell papers, if you will. But to me, it's, can they address defensive tackle or do they address edge, where it's a better edge free agency class? It's a much better edge draft class. Some of these mock drafts have 8 edges going in the first round, where you basically have 2 defensive tackles going in the first round. Defensive tackle is the weakest position group right there with quarterback in this year's draft class. So to me, that would be the biggest decision that this football team is going to have to make. And believe it or not, I may even put that at number 2. Because number 1 for me would be Anton Harrison going from right tackle to left tackle. Left tackle is the most important position on that offensive line. You have to protect the blind side of Trevor Lawrence. And again, you talk about a bar bet. Right now, you can make a case for Cole Van Lanen, Walker Little, or Anton Harrison as being your starting left tackle in September. You really could. Anton Harrison has a lot of experience at left tackle. He played left tackle at Oklahoma. I think it was 22 of his 23 starts were left tackle. So you paid Cole Van Lanen, and he did an admirable job. But why do I just believe that Van Lanen would be better at right tackle, Walker Little at right guard, and Anton Harrison at left tackle? And you know what? Maybe Wyatt Milam wins the right guard position. I kind of look at Wyatt Milam as the heir apparent at left guard, even though this is the final year, contractually speaking, of Ezra Cleveland, who did perform well a year ago. There's another possibility that he could be on the move. I would be surprised if that was the case. But I think Milam makes his way into that offensive line. I think Jonah Monheim, a year from now, we're talking about him being your starting center. But that would be maybe the top. That'd be 1 for me. Anton Harrison. Right to left. And then what are you doing with Trayvon Walker? But again, signing him. And the other, so Walker, Harrison, Parker Washington, 3, Brenton Strange, 4, and Antonio Johnson, 5. I say this all the time because I believe it. One of the best ways to look at an organization and define success is the inability to re-sign your draft picks. And that's the case this year. Etienne's out the door. Devin Lloyd is out the door. Dewey was an undrafted free agent. He's out the door. It hasn't happened a lot around here. It has not. And I think that is absolutely going to be a major part of the future. What do you got for us, Aaron Williams? Breaking news?
A little bit. It looks like the Colts are open to trade Zaire Franklin.
Wow. He's been a stud. He has been a stud. See if you can find out how old he is. He's got to be getting up there in age. He's done this for a number of years. Yeah, I was looking today. Cameron Jordan is going to be available. Got 10.5 sacks last year for the Saints. All 15 years in New Orleans. Right? Calais Campbell, Khalil Mack, Cameron Jordan, Boza. I mean, you got a lot. Clowney. You got a lot of big names. What are they going to give you at this point in their career? That's what you got to ask. I'll at least credit Gladstone for bringing in Ogba and bringing in Smoot. Now, their names are not as big as the four that I just mentioned, but he at least did something where Trent Baalke did not.
Zaire will be 30.
Okay, that's okay. Not as old as I thought.
Yeah. He turns 30 the 2nd of July.
He's a really good football player. I was reading today the Milwaukee Journal. Tom Silverstein does an outstanding job covering the Packers. And today he wrote in depth about Quay Walker. And, there's a lot of talk that Campanelli would really want to bring in Quay Walker. I mean, he had an outstanding season 2 years ago when Campanelli was the linebackers coach for the Green Bay Packers. So there's a guy to absolutely, take a look at. We were getting into Kenneth Walker yesterday. Someone out there had Kenneth Walker coming here, and I was just like, I don't see it. I mean, if there was ever a guy that, to me, just screams, no, it's Kenneth Walker. And it's not because I didn't enjoy what he did during the Super Bowl, but he just played the best game of his career in the Super Bowl, and he won it. And now he's going to get paid. And what else do you need to do? If you win it all and you get paid, you're going to have the same desire. Now, maybe he's got an attitude. Maybe he's the exact opposite, where it's going to make him work harder. Just on the surface, I have a lot of trouble believing that. Let me give you this, the odds. I saw this today, and it surprised me a little bit. And the only reason why I reference the odds is because these guys are right. They're right all the time. Travis Etienne right now, 4-1 odds to go to Kansas City. Pittsburgh, 5-1. Baltimore, 6-1. Houston, 7-1, and Tennessee 8-1. Now, I mean, Houston has made a deal. Houston has brought in David Montgomery. I don't understand, but again, this is fresh. This is today. So there you have it for ETN. For Walker, it's the Commanders 3-1, Giants 5-1, Vikings 6-1. Saints and Cardinals 8-1, Tennessee 9-1, Jacksonville comes in at 8th overall at 12-1. And again, I'd be a little bit surprised if they actually went there. 0976 says, Blue, try asking Mike Damone how scalping works these days compared to back in the day when he was busted for scalping Aussie tickets. Mike Damone. Any idea who Mike Damone is?
No.
He is a tremendous character in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Okay.
He gets a girl pregnant. He ruins, along with Spicoli. Actually, that's Spicoli and the kid who ruin the guy they fly in for games, the football player. Oh, God, what was that? Forrest Whitaker? I think the actor. But Damone makes a whole ton of money selling tickets, whether it's Cheap Trick, I think it was Foreigner, whatever else it was, Mike Damone. He pops up every once in a while on Twitter. I think he's got a pretty decent following. 6202, Blue, you nailed it. Sports for sissies, bring back stadium bench seats. I'm all about that, man. I don't know why they overdo it with stadium. And listen, I'm glad they're doing it here because they kept the franchise. And let me be crystal clear. This is a difference between the NFL and college football. The NFL is more of an upper class fan base. Okay? Even in blue collar towns. College football should be the student body and those fresh out of college or those who flunked out of college rolling in on game day and making a whole heck of a lot of noise. There's a difference between Saturday and Sunday. And, Florida State is going to the elite now. Like, people need to wear a Garnet sports jacket to a freaking college football game. Are you kidding me? You should be wearing a tank top. It should be a gun show at Doak Campbell. All you young guys out there running and ripping, you should be flashing your guns at the co-eds. Working out all day in the gym. I mean, it's just really, the whole thing just drives me nuts. I tell you, first time I went to Jerry's World, Arlington, Texas. I'm walking out. The team's walking out, getting ready to take the field for a game. And I swear to you, I look out of the corner of my eye. We're getting ready to take a right here and head towards the field. I look towards my left, just a slight little glance. And you got people rolling in with Mercedes, BW3s, valet parking inside the stadium right next to where the players take the field. That's Jerry's World. Okay, that's the NFL. Big ticket. That should not be the case in college football. No. There is a total difference between Saturday and Sunday. That's the way I feel. I've always felt that way. All right. We got a ton more to do. 641-1010 if you want to get on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Let's also welcome in those tonight on YouTube. 1010XL into the night.
It's more than great drives, stellar shots, and perfect putts. 1010XL is your radio home for the Players' Championship with live Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates. Teed up by
Dynamic Drives and Designs,
Wingstop,
and North Florida Medical Centers.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
After attending a Saturday Bumps and Bruises clinic by Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, my son's hip and shoulder issues were diagnosed quickly, and he's back playing. As a busy family, we really appreciate their prompt attention.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
The Florida Forum welcomes world-renowned chef and humanitarian Jose Andres at the Center for Performing Arts March 31st. His impact spans the globe as founder of World Central Kitchen, Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient, and global leader using food as a force for change. All proceeds for the Florida Forum benefit the Women's Board of Wilson Children's Hospital, supporting a new outdoor play area for behavioral health services. Get your tickets now at thefloridaforum.com.
Joe Coward, Matt Hayes, and Leon Searcy are serving up your daily dose of sports talk specials from scratch.
I didn't know you could.
XL Primetime is driven by Duval Ford.
These are delicious.
Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world number 1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Create a backyard your family will love. Jack's Outdoor Solutions, an authorized dealer of Celebrity Greens, installs PGA quality artificial turf golf greens and complete outdoor spaces. From turf to custom hardscapes, landscaping, and lighting, every project is built for style, durability, and family fun. Locally owned and trusted across Northeast Florida, customers rave about their results. Check their 5-star reviews on Google. Plan your dream backyard today at jacksoutdoorsolutions.com.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, Checkmate's mascot and brand ambassador.
Why do you even talk in these ads?
People see me on the trucks, Brendan, so they expect to hear from me as well.
But I have over a decade's experience personally installing high-quality polymer floors right here in Jacksonville.
Well, I'm a professional mascot, riding around on the side of your trucks, smiling at passers-by.
Then could you at least tell people about our 2-stage polymer application process? Give your garage the finishing touch with a gorgeous floor that's guaranteed to last?
A bit busy posing for selfies, I'm afraid.
Years of experience?
Check. Adorable mascot?
Check. The team you need to make your garage gorgeous? Checkmate!
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then, strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, superiorfenceandrail.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Get the lead out Sunday night at the Florida Theater. Looking forward to that show, as well as Friday night, Tusk. Can we get them to start at around 8:15? Because it'll take me that long to get there. Actually, the GF will pick me up because she doesn't drink, and I do. And, you just get after it. You have spirits. You do whatever else it takes to get you going. And pretend you're at a Fleetwood Mac concert. Pretend you're at a Led Zeppelin concert. So to me, it's going to be not 2026. It's going to be circa 1977. How does that sound? This stuff is great. All right, hey, Rick, has there been a period of time where it's easy to counterfeit tickets? Like before a time, scanning tickets would have been easy, especially with just paper tickets, which leads me to the next question. Has there ever been a crackdown or investigation with security? A football fugazi. You know what a fugazi is?
A fugazi?
Yeah.
No.
It's prominent in Donnie Brasco with Al Pacino and Johnny Depp as fake jewelry. Okay.
Oh, it's an insult?
No, I think it's fake.
Oh.
Fugazi is like, this is a gold necklace. No, it's not.
Fugazi.
Is that how you say it?
Fugazi. Okay. I
well, in the show, in the movie, they call it Fugazi.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I think I think it's been changed around by the younger generation. They say it's Fugazi. Like
Fugazi. Okay. I was under the impression it was the other. Maybe I'm wrong, but I know that's the way they say it in the film. And I have no clue about this, especially with tickets. I mean, I've always been fascinated by counterfeit money. And, how are you able to actually, what was it, To Live and Die in L.A., early 80s. Phenomenal flick. Just absolutely insane. And who's the main actor in that? He was in Platoon. He's the one who gets gunned down. Barnes. He gets shot by the two leaders are out there. Someone help me out now. He's got an interesting name. It's like a letter is missing from the norm, if that makes any sense. But anyway, that's all about counterfeit money. How do you even come up with something like that? How do you even get the equipment to try to put together counterfeit money? And I know that cash isn't around the way that it once was, but remember if you handed someone a $100 bill, what they would do with it? Raise it to the heavens, put a mark through it or whatever it was that went through it. Anyway, not sure. But no, I have no knowledge of that whatsoever as far as fake tickets. That was, I don't know who she is, so I'm not going to mention her. As far William Dafoe, that's it. And it's Willem. It's not William, it's Willem Dafoe.
I didn't know that.
He was outstanding. Always kind of an odd character. Great character actor. Not so much in the lead role, but no doubt. Hey, getting a lot, and this was like a first. I got Knowles and Gators on here who agree about the stadium. The Knowles getting to me absolutely agree. They did not need to make the changes. And Gators are talking about Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. What makes it great is the bleachers. That should be college football. You don't need these individual seats in college football. Hey, Rick, listen a little bit, dude. It's really about the bleachers in college. Well, I hate to it happen. Your alma mater state about Ben Hill Griffin. It's character. Hopefully they won't take their route that you guys did. It was totally unnecessary. Someone explained to me that Doak Campbell had to make some serious adjustments as far as handicap placement of wheelchairs, and they needed to develop paths that were not accessible. That's all good and fine, okay? I mean, I'm all for that. Who isn't? But to the tune of $500 million, where you totally redo the stadium. See, if there's one thing that drives me crazy, it's for companies, and this even applies to some people, to try to overdo something that you're not. I was a student when that place held 60-something thousand. The end zones were open. The thing rattled. You had a strip club spear in one end zone. You made enough noise. It's like, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Star to the front stage. Can we get Bambi, please, to the shower room? The people would make the noise, and, you look at the lights, and they go, it's the same thing there at Doak. They had this strip club spear, and the thing would go all the way to the top when you made enough noise, and it had so much class. It had so much pageantry. Can you imagine walking into some of these suites now in these places? I mean, it's like you got to, oh, please take off your shoes before you enter my suite here at Doak Campbell Stadium. Would you like a beer? Oh, yes, I've got a little 8-ounce beer for you, in a bottle. No, give me one of those 36-ounce drafts, for crying out loud. First thing I'm going to do is spill a bunch on my feet and someone else's feet as I'm trying to get to my seat. That's college football. Florida State's old and soft. Let's talk about the U FC. We'll do that on the other side with our good friend Rafael Esparza.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios, brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Like many football fans in Jacksonville, I love defense. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett, and I'm here to tell you that defense in the courtroom is important as well. That's because penalties for DUI are much more serious than penalties on the gridiron. If you or someone you know is facing a DUI, call us for a free case analysis now. Know before you blow 858-9818. Put my more than 20 years of experience to work for you. Office is Jacksonville, serving all surrounding counties. Call 858-9818 or go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
The playoffs are here, and smart upgrades happen in the offseason. Your pool should be no different. If your pool is outdated, worn down, or just doesn't match your backyard, now is the time to upgrade. Purple Heart Pools specializes in pool renovations. Now is the best time, so you're ready when the heat hits. Veteran-owned and built on integrity, communication, and precision, Purple Heart Pools delivers remodels executed with discipline and attention to detail. Upgrade now, enjoy all summer. Purple Heart Pools.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal.
Stand back, Jason. I'm gonna
Sneeze? Yeah, I saw that coming.
It's all this spring pollen, Jason. It's outside and it's inside my house, and I just can't stop. I can't stop.
Sneezing? Okay, let me help you with that.
How can you help?
At Bueller Air and Plumbing, we can improve your indoor air quality with air purifiers, UV lights, and filtration systems. Every new system we install includes high-efficiency 4-inch filters that work better and last longer, even if you forget to change them.
Wow, that's amazing. It's amazing.
Life can get pretty dusty sometimes. If you spend all day, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
If you're listening to 1010 and you're a parent, chances are your kids are playing sports. Check out i9sports.com with spring and summer registration open right now, in the gym or on the field, and now at Tocoi Creek High School and Westside Middle. Check it out, i9sports.com.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
All right, we are a couple minutes away. We will hear from our good friend Rafael Esparza. Golden moment today. Well, how about this? I just looked it up. Fugazi. You say Fugazi. So let's ask our friend, how do you pronounce this word?
Fugazi.
There you have it.
Like I said,
it's a newer generation term.
Yes.
Because I know in Donnie Brasco, where Pacino and Depp are talking about, and they're like, the Jew-ray. And by the way, they call it jewelry. I know the new way to say it is Jew-ray.
We very well could also be talking about two different things. I could be getting something else confused, but.
Gotcha. But they say Fugazi. Let's ask Rafael Esparza. He knows everything when it comes to this, things that are underground after his time spent in both Las Vegas and New Orleans. How are you, Rafael?
I am doing well. I've heard pronunciations both ways. When I lived in Chicago, they said it one way, and when I lived in Vegas, they said it the other way.
Now, is that only jewelry, or can it be referred to as really anything that is a fake?
What I understood, it's only jewelry.
Ah, okay. All right. Didn't know. That's why I figured I'd ask you. Hey, big fights coming up this weekend. Pretty good card on Saturday.
Yeah, in Las Vegas, UFC 326. I know people forget that Max Holloway fought with Charles Oliveira already. This is their second fight. The first fight was in 2015. So, yes, Oliveira's looking for some redemption. I don't think he gets it, but it should be an interesting fight.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember now. Is Max Holloway, is he the one who got himself really hurt here in Jacksonville?
No, I don't think it was in Jacksonville.
Okay. I'm trying to think of the guy who had his leg snapped in like the first 7 seconds of the fight.
Yeah, that wasn't Max. That wasn't Holloway. No.
All right. So anyway, all right, you have that. Where's the money on this bout?
It's all been Max Holloway. I think he's the most popular fighter, I think, right now, because he doesn't want to grapple. He doesn't want to go on the ground. He wants to throw punches. He opened up at minus 195. I wouldn't be shocked if he closes around minus 230.
Enormous popularity with this sport going back a few years ago. I've heard that there have been some struggles. What's the latest? What's going on with this sport?
They don't have a name. We've seen the Lesners, the Ronda Rouseys. We've seen the Conor McGregors. They need that upfront guy. I mean, there's a couple that I think that can take the realm, but right now they don't have that signified, let's market this guy's face for UFC.
All right. How about the overall wagering? Has that been affected? I know they went to, what was it, Paramount Plus as well. Has there been an increase, or is it basically the same?
It's pretty much the same. MMA fighting and MMA betting, you're always going to get it. Now that most people can afford Paramount, because it's much cheaper than it was paying pay-per-view prices for $69.99, $7.99, or $79.99 or $89.99. Now you're just paying the monthly fee of Paramount Plus. So I think the betting action, I think will increase starting this fight right here March 7th.
We had a tournament here. It continues. The ASUN, both local teams were knocked out yesterday, Jacksonville University and as well as UNF. What about these smaller college basketball tournaments? How big are they as far as wagers across the country?
They normally just get wise guy action, but you can find some gems. I mean, it's perfect with the one that's going on right now. Sacred Heart Iona total opened up at 151, got all the way but down to 147 this afternoon. I bet it at 147.5, got bet up to 150, and I think it's going to fly over. I think they have about 125 points right now. Still 10 minutes left to go in the game.
All right. How about the Baseball Classic getting underway?
Yeah, Barn Burner had the first underdog already win this morning, if you didn't catch us, but some really, really good games this weekend. I'm excited for it, even though some of the games I want to watch is like 4 a.m. my time on that one. But Australia beating Chinese Taipei 3-0, and then we saw Korea beating the Czech 11-4. But it's going to be very interesting. I'm excited for tomorrow morning's Japan-Chinese Taipei match. Should be really good. And then Cuba-Panama is going to be really good.
All right. We just saw it with the run for the gold medal men's hockey. It was all United States and Canada money that was coming in. Who is being bet on besides the United States of America in the Baseball Classic?
Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic are probably the two most popular ones, and then, of course, USA. As long as USA doesn't have a hiccup and all that, I don't see them losing. Their pitching has just been outstanding.
Going to the Dominican Republic again right after the NFL draft, and I've been there a few times. My goodness, do they love baseball there. You drive around, and you'll see chain link fences, and you'll see – it's like waiting to play next in a college in a pickup basketball game. You've got just hundreds of kids trying to get on the diamond to swing the bat. They love baseball in the Dominican Republic.
I tell Dominican Republic baseball is like Texas high school football.
You can't say that here in the state of Florida, man. You can't say that, Raphael.
I know. I get that. But if you ever go to Texas, and they got more high schools than Florida does. I'm just saying the state itself, how big it is, and how many high schools they have. Just baseball all over the place, football all over the place.
All right, Raphael, tell us about the new website. Are you doing anything that involves free agency or the draft in the NFL? I know it's a little early for the draft, but certainly with free agency.
Definitely on the draft. I did a couple articles for free agency. I'm going to probably dive deeper into that maybe the next couple of weeks, but I'll do a whole bunch of NFL draft stuff. So because people love to bet on the NFL draft, so that's coming quickly. Now that the World Baseball Classic is underway, I can focus on the NFL draft.
Yeah, you can do anything on Jason Tatum coming back the way that he is tomorrow? That's shocking. Less than 10 months since the Achilles tear.
And then against the Dallas Mavericks, I'm hearing he's probably going to come off the bench. So if someone asked me what would my over-under be for minutes played, I would probably set that up maybe 18 and a half. I don't see him going a lot of minutes because they're playing the Mavericks. Me and you can find 3 other guys and beat the Mavericks.
All right, tell us about your show.
Yeah, Monday through Friday, catch me on Coaching Company on Amazon Prime, YouTube TV. Then you can catch me on my site. You can catch all my articles at the BTT Studios Substack.
All right. Raphael Esparza, ladies and gentlemen. Always a lot of fun. Thank you.
Take it easy. Have a great weekend.
There he goes. Just like that. Raphael Esparza. Says here that Forrest Whitaker was also in Platoon with Willem Dafoe. I don't remember him, Forrest Whitaker, in Platoon. Did he go into the bush with everyone else? Was it Tom Berge? Gosh, man, I hate asking what it is. Well, I think the last name was Bergeron. And in the movie, he's got the cut up face. And obviously Charlie Sheen, Kevin Dillon is in it. Before Entourage, it was a great movie. To me, it's my third favorite war movie, as we said a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Apocalypse Now is my all-time favorite war movie. I'd put Deer Hunter in at 2, and then at 3, I would go with Platoon. 46.71 blue. It says $672.93 each for a ticket. Come on, really? For just a walk around ticket, a non, chalet. $100 and 93 is equivalent to that's now he goes on to say $100 in 1993 is equivalent to purchasing power to approximately $224.31 in 2026. Maybe that's what he's getting at. The 672.93, because I did ask. I pointed out that I scalped tickets in 93 before the game of the century, getting in the Lou Holtz's passing yesterday. And again, $300 a pop in October of, was it October or November? Yeah, it was November. It was November of 1993, because I know Florida State had 2 games remaining after that. They destroyed NC State, who was ranked. They went into the swamp and beat Florida. And, of course, the very next week, Tom Coughlin and BC came in there and beat Notre Dame. So there you go. It cost me $300 a pop, $600 back in 1993. It would have cost me basically $675 a pop now. Wow. 2707, is it just a QR code that can absolutely be copied by the first one? You likely use it to get in. Oh, okay. Talking about tickets here and scalping. See, an earlier individual said he thought it'd be a lot easier to print tickets back in the day that were fake. I never heard of fake tickets back in the day. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm trying to remember who it was who went out to Los Angeles. I think it was when, I want to say Kobe was still alive. And they went out to see a Lakers game. So obviously I'm dating myself here. It was longer than I guess I'm thinking of, but they purchased seats and they were fake. Awful. Imagine that happening. 7650 Bud Colley's definitely from Jacksonville. He grew up playing at Windsor Park. Tight fairways at Windsor. I know Bud went off to Bama. I know he got hurt badly in a car accident. And but I didn't know he was back here in town living. I thought he was. Yada, yada, yada. Rough on Stadium as long as it's on my iPhone right now. Tickets are outrageous. Hogs, Gators tickets, $300. Wow. For basketball? Wow. You mentioned only ESPN, no big deal. Yes, what did I say? Oh, Hickman and Vince. Fred Hickman and Vince Cellini. And who was the other guy that was with him? He unfortunately passed on. God, I hope Fred didn't pass as well. I always liked Fred Hickman, man. He really delivered it, the sports. And I actually thought CNN, when they did their sports at night, was really, really good. But I guess they just couldn't compete with ESPN. But I don't even watch ESPN anymore. And I don't. If it's not for games, I'm never going to watch them. 35-28, love UFC talk. We need to do more of it. My good friend, Charlie Jimerson, and congratulations to his law firm. I mean, you talking about one that has grown and grown and grown and grown. They get absolutely consistently recognized as one of the top law firms right here in Jacksonville. And, they did so again by one of the fastest growing companies, by the Florida Times Union. They also won the Grow Florida Award for second stage companies, top 50 in Florida. They also won the Gator 100 Award for fastest growing companies owned by a Gator alumni. This is the 7th time they've won the award. Okay, I don't know if anyone's won it as many as 7 times. Anyway, Charlie Jimerson, he's been so damn busy. He used to come in here, once every 6 weeks or so, and we lay down everything. We called it the takedown, and he got a ton of response, did an outstanding job. But, his son and daughter are getting bigger. His son is a really good hooper and also plays lacrosse. Daughter as well, and they're busy. I know what it's like that age, and you got to embrace it because you blink twice and all of a sudden they're out of the house. They're in college and, you miss those days. But we'll get Charlie back in here. I used to really love those conversations. Again, we'll do that in the near future. No question about that. Okay. Let's come back. We'll put our final look at things right here on this Thursday night. We're back at it tomorrow on Friday. Going to have another draft analyst on tomorrow night. One of my favorites, Damian Parsons. He's going to join us from NFL Draft and always does an outstanding job. I've had this relationship with Damian for well over a decade, and I know there's a lot of draft guys out there. Some are, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but I think there's some that you trust more than others. Used to be that way with college football recruiting. I don't even get into that anymore. It's just so disappointing the way that has changed. But we all love Draft Talk, and that's going to come up tomorrow right out of the gate. That's going to be at 6:18 during tomorrow night's program. We got much more to do tonight, no doubt about it.
It's a test of patience and power.
Here they come, side by side for the lead.
This Sunday at Phoenix.
Oh boy, here we go. This is going to be tight right here.
NASCAR is revved up by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234 and 1010XL.
Seems like all the neighbors upgraded their outdoor living space last year.
Yeah, and I see they all went with CSS fireplaces and outdoor living.
CSS did give us the best design idea.
Yeah, and we need the shade from a new pergola.
Let's do it.
CSSOutdoor.com.
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Get geared up for your golf weekend with Dan, Jeff, and PGA pros on Brunch with the Tour.
Expect anything different?
Tuesday morning at 8:30. Teed up by Clearwater Irrigation on Jacksonville's Golf Station. 1010XL.
Tara Lagaman here for Local Fair Jacks. Fresh, local produce, eggs, and meat delivered right to your door. It's where Jeff and I shop because we know exactly where our food is coming from. There's no scary recalls, just trusted local farmers. Visit localfairjacks.com.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world #1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. When you need a trailer hitch, gooseneck, or RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We've been doing it for 55 years, and customer service is our #1 priority. Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Since 1927, Jacksonville has trusted Coil Fencing to protect what matters. And I trust them too. From tough chain link to your commercial project to sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love, Coil does it all. Did you know that Coil can also install, service, and maintain those automatic gates that help protect your neighborhood or business? To schedule a complimentary consultation, visit CoilJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com. Coil Fencing, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking mumbo-jumbo. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices. I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from high heels to wagon wheels. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Kubota keeps the job site running smoothly with the #1 selling compact excavator lineup in the world. Reliable, capable, and backed by strong dealer support. Stop by today to power up your crew. Right now, bring home select Kubota excavators with 0% financing available or save up to $4,800. Now through March 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit Coastal Equipment in Jacksonville and McClenny to reach your North Florida Kubota Superstore.
For the greenest, luscious lawn on the block, choose the local legends, Roundtree Sod. Don't just settle for ordinary. Let Roundtree Sod deliver you a picture-perfect lawn. To get a free estimate, call 7414-SOD. 7414-SOD.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focus, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Carolina up 14-0 over Tampa Bay, but the Bucs have made a furious comeback now. They're down 21-16, still some time left, and your quarterback is Tom Brady.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what year this was from, but Brady kind of answers that. It's obviously not from this past season.
I guess the showcase here is Mike Evans.
Yeah.
Have you seen the odds? And Brady, as we say that, throws a touchdown pass to Mike Evans. The odds, Jacksonville's second overall at 4-1 to get Mike Evans.
I was talking to somebody that covers the Buccaneers along with the rest of the NFL, and they brought up Mike Evans here because apparently Mike Evans loves Liam Cohen.
Yeah.
And Liam Cohen obviously loves Mike Evans. They spent that 1 year together in Tampa. The Jaguars just don't have a need at wide receiver, right? They just paid Jacoby Myers. You saw what a dude Parker Washington turned out to be. Hopefully Brian Thomas Jr. can get back to
his old form. I mean, they have a need for like a fourth wide receiver. I don't think Mike Evans is in the market to be a fourth wide receiver. So for the life of me, I can't see that happening, but who knows? Crazier things, I guess, have happened.
And a lot of people had Brian Thomas Jr. on the move. You can scratch Buffalo, I guess, although they're saying they're still in the market for more, but he'll rejoin Joe Brady. DJ Moore will. They were together for a couple of years in Carolina in 2020 and 2021. But I think that's a better sign for Jacksonville hanging on to Brian Thomas Jr.
No, I agree. And we'll see. I think Buffalo is getting criticized about the DJ Moore pick, giving up a second rounder and taking on a majority of DJ Moore's contract. They're just desperate to give Josh Allen some playmakers, and DJ Moore was one of the best available. Quickly, we'll do more of this when it's done next week, but it certainly appears like Travis Etienne's days are numbered as a Jacksonville Jaguar. One of my topics early on in the program tonight is how are we going to remember Travis Etienne in a Jaguar uniform? The guy is top 25 in all-time receiving yardage in Jacksonville, number 3 all-time in rushing yardage in Jacksonville. He's been a good player, and it's a shame that at 27 years old, he's probably going to move on.
Is he arguably the third best back to ever play here?
Behind Fred and Maurice Jones-Drew. The only other, if you look in the pecking order of Jaguar running backs, James Stewart was 4th behind Etienne. I think Fournette is 5th. But yeah, and I think
then probably Muncie 6th.
Yeah, well,
I love Muncie.
Yeah, Muncie. I just think, I think Travis Etienne is going to be currently the third best running back that's ever played for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right, what do you got there? Mud Dogs?
Mud Dogs.
What's going on there, for crying out loud?
So it's Little Hacks.
You look like Boise State. I thought you were repping Boise State when you walked in.
Well, it's Little Hacks T-ball team. They're kind of going for the Bobby Boucher Waterboy deal, the movie from the 90s. So they're the Mud Dogs. They're orange and blue. And I understand now, we always hear about these Little League parents, and I never fully appreciated it until an hour ago. Little Hat got a single, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not even on the tee. Coach pitched it to him, got a single.
Wow.
But that's not the big story. The big story is he's on second. One of his teammates hits the ball. He takes off for third. Other team's bobbling it. He turns for home. One of the kids on the other team gets the ball, and it's a full-blown race to home plate. Little Hack with the slide to get in and score the run. And, of course, I'm that dad that's just jumping up and down and raising Cain. Luckily, I wasn't asked to calm down or anything, but I am on such an emotional high for what my 6-year-old just did that it should be a heck of a hacker after dark tonight.
All right. Have a fun show.
Appreciate it, Rick.
You got that. What else you got coming up tonight?
Yeah, Luke Easterling, Athlon Sports, is going to join me. Also, Blake Lovell, Southeastern 16, talking a little Gator and SEC hoops.
All right. Keep it right here for Hacker Show. It's coming up now. That's going to do it for us. We're back tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Already looking forward to it. I told us Chris Weidman, who had the big injury where his leg snapped here. Man, I remember that. A punch wasn't even thrown. It was against Silva, right? Yeah. I mean, I was ringside for it. If I remember correctly, that fight, Tom Brady was there, Machine Gun Kelly, and what's the name of the girl that she dates who's kind of crazy, but in a good way. Anyway, they were all ringside as well. Good stuff there. When we got back through COVID, back going, 4 or 5 years ago when that actually did take place. Thank you to Rafael Esparza. Thank you to Rick Shoemaker. Thank you to Aaron Williams.